Voice chat knows. What stock is that again? Welcome to Read the Room with Unk. What is up, everybody? This is Unk coming at you with this week's Read the Room. Second week with the new changes, so getting a little bit more fluid in how we're doing things. Really happy with it. Feel like we're actually cultivating ideas in the process now instead of just reviewing what we bring to the table, which I like. So, gonna keep it pretty short because I do want to talk a little bit more at the end before I get off here about a couple things. So let's jump right into it. This week's notes. Oh, hey, where are my notes? Magically populated. Same format here. Didn't do the sector this week, but I like the keeper idea. The ones that are on the hot list kind of give you a focus of the hot list, and then just some regular old charts that I'm always on, um, since they're on my levels. So without that, let's start real quick. Um, Same process as always here. Alto, first three are the keepers. And actually, these two keepers were last week's. I believe those two keepers last week were just my RTL charts. So not a lot kept this week. Um, Again, trying to refine the process for you guys a little bit here. Alto 374, demanding respect. Top getting tighter around 428. Same note getting tighter here. I think that's the only one I same noted this week. I am trying to rewrite those regularly. Yeah, you can see this line is just the pivot right now. On the day, you can really see it. It's pretty low risk that under it. I think we do get a move, although the flow is not here yet. So I'm just watching this level. I don't think we're going to give up anymore. If we do break that 350 though, I would look for something else to gain support. Next up is DraftKings. Still more of a swing. Three, excuse me, 1394 strong shelf and volume P. Very close here. Think this makes its way back to 15. Excuse me, 1750 to 20. Same, pretty much the same note, but this is more of a swing play. I just want you guys to stay aware of it. Me and Professor agreed the NFL is the main catalyst. Doesn't really got down to this level. You can day trade it for about a buck or so, um, if that does fit your style. Mine's more of accumulation down in the 14s, um, but I still like this overall. Real flat last week. I could see it on the weekly come down here, which this is good news because this is where we called it, right? So if this is what we get the week we said, hey, we're gonna buy, um, be real nice if we just pop right up to 17 this week, kind of refill this candle. That would be a perfect call in my opinion. Since we were on it 1 week, second week it moved, gave us a week to buy. And Fubo 362 was the pre-market low Friday. Expect to pivot here. I need to change my contacts. Jeez Louise. Or stop staring at screens. So go here to Fubo. Yeah, you can see this pre-market right here, 362. That was my level. It did break, but Fridays I don't really trust, so I'm just looking for that to reclaim real quick. Wasn't a major break. Kind of took all day, anyways. Actually, it wasn't even a day break if you take out pre-market. Um, Take out that, it's pretty much a tradable line. But yeah, I'm looking for that to reclaim. Weekly kind of in a downtrend here. I just don't think we're gonna go below 350. Really don't. All right, Boyle 55.59. Our line very tradable under that pre-market level is the best. Another one. Timing is everything in the market, I believe, and man, talked about this in the bigger voice session. We had one, two, three, four, five horrible weeks, and for us to say, "Hey, let's call this, let's play this," when this thing flipping dojied right here the next week, um, love to see it. So it was tradable last week. We'll pull up the day chart here. I'll even go bigger view for you guys. It was totally tradable last week. Probably better off trading it down here around the 51 level, back to 57, 58. But just this area, this zone, man, use the RTL, please, people. Um, Just this area of the zone is just where it's at for not only simple scalp day trades, but bigger moves when you get drastic price changes in natural gases. X gonna give it to you. 1812, 2281, 25 is the third line. Our channel, big bounces from here twice this year. Weekly doji, another one that, man, we don't mention a couple of these for a long time. And then ping, we mention them. Weekly doji down here, right on our level. Love to see it. Looking for the retrace back here. Flow read to 20. Um, Professor has a thesis with the copper on this. That looks really nice, to be honest with you. That's the kind of red you like to buy. Um, Professor has a weak thesis on copper affecting these. I just really like the way this is set up. This seems low risk down here to me. Weber, the short social squeeze play. Here, 6 is holding very well, slowly crawling up. We both see 8 to 10 when this thing goes. Another one, probably the only one with low volume, but another one we had a great conversation about in boy session. You kind of see it here as it's creeping up. It's just creeping up. I don't think we're going to get below 6, to be honest with you. And now I don't think you're going to get 6. When this goes, you're going to get 2 or 3 candles. It's going to be over. So I do like it down here in this zone. Right now, the main problem is, you can see it on the weekly real well, is there is no volume. No volume. But when the news comes, or whatever motion in the ocean comes, this thing will have plenty of range, especially when shorts start to cover. Data dog, 89, 39, 97, 21, back in the field of play. Market caps coverage was good to hear. We talked about this one more from I think this is what sparked the long-term convo. Is trade stocks that you don't mind getting stuck in, especially around levels that are strong support. You can see the retest to get back in the channel. Professor sees the same flow reads. He called, I think it was funny because he said the 90 level holding, which is 89, 39, should be playable back to 95 to 98 is what he said. So I had 97 right in the center. It's just this channel it's kind of been living in. Good market conditions. This is an easy win. Gold. This is second attempt for me. One of the trades that I got stopped out in the green, but the green was like 5 cents, which isn't a lot on a 100 share trade. It's 1546 to 18 our channel, and we're reclaiming that with flow lining up perfectly here. So the flow read is exactly the same as the chart read. You can see the 15 to 18 level is what we have. It's reclaimed this last week. A lot of people kind of like ask, why don't you try to grab this? Well, there ain't no support there, and then you're just guessing. I'd rather play off a support level, especially when it reclaims support level and flow comes back in. So I'm fine with adding this in the 15s, with 1550 being your kind of like area it needs to stay above. All right, Loki, this might be the best play. I'll just say that because I know not everyone watches that, and the ones that do watch it, I want you to get the best one. So I think this is top 3 for sure. Kodak. Round 3, 453, our main level. Probably early here too, but last run was a 7. Flow to 6, too good to ignore. The flow doesn't always line up perfectly, and sometimes it walks its way up. But 6 is enough from here. Kodak. 6 is enough from here, but we talked about this in a voice. Let me pop out. About how we got this move the first time. Professor was the only one got that, and it completed the 7 channel. Came back, reset, had a beautiful trend line back to the $7 level. Now we're getting 6 flow reads, which kind of makes sense. But this 450 is our level. Don't think we're going to get down to the May lows, which is 429. So, yeah, this Thursday dip kind of showed what it can do off of this level. Rocket Lab. There's a lot of there for a reason. 410, 470, not the biggest channel. Flow read to 6 lines up well with volume profile. Like the sector space, although the hurricane thing made me rethink that a little bit because they're not launching no goddamn ships anytime soon. At least it don't seem like they're going to send a rocket out of Florida anytime soon, and that's where that thing was at. So unless these guys do a repair on broken ships from hurricane damage, which that could be a thing too. But anyway, 410 big doji on the weekly. That's what I like, especially when it's on a level previous support. Flow read to 6, kind of where it gets nice. So I like these ads down here in this zone. Pretty simple play, more of a TA with flow assistance, but it lines up well. Black Rock Coffee Club 745, building nice support. Reset Thursday with a lot of the market. Upper level still 9. Yeah, this thing does go with the market, so be mindful of that. Put a stop loss in if the world's going to hell. Um, but you could see we had a great week up to 850 and just gives it all back in one day. But you get that respect to the level. You can see it here. When it came down the first time, it respected it. A lot softer landing this time. 9's kind of been the top end. So yeah, I like it. Me and Professor like the company. He kind of he brought in I guess you have to listen to voice chat, but he talked about a secondary angle for these guys getting more of a cult following, which isn't a bad shout, especially if that picks up. I've seen crazier things run. I've seen stocks run from Carol Baskin. So yeah, like you guys didn't trade Zom. Come on now. All right, Unks RTLs. These are just charts that really don't have much of a flow read or anything. Usually, I don't know why they're down here. They're just ones I like. Levels I just get lucky all the time. Laser sell off and flow read reversal. Ads under 750 should do well. Flow was 12. I'd get off the bus though around 9 to 10. Oh, I was gonna put CCL here, but this one had flow read already. CCL doesn't. I still like CCL as the flush ER play, but this one had flow read, so it kind of trumped my putting CCL on there. So yeah, I like this holding here. You can see this level holding. It got hammered on, I believe, the CEO selling some shares. Now it has flow read back to 12, so not too much of anything but an overreaction to a RTL setup. Play 29.99 special. Man, it's almost been a year on this one. And the one I see flow coming in early next week. So this is where the flow is going to come in early next week on Monday. He's going to say, play, what do you got on play? Because there's always one on this list, or not this list, but our list together. The big one that gets brought up pretty much Monday first thing. The whales pile in. 36 to 40 are the strikes that I want to see down here. Let's go to play. One of my favorite stocks, just because of this flipping chance. Look at this thing. This is over a year. This was the first. Yeah, this ER was the first time we played it. Yeah, so I like that. I like that we're resetting. What do we get? 29.6 was the last low. Yeah, pretty easy setup. Upper line here is 44. So the 36 to 38 is kind of shooting under that, but I think that's necessary in market conditions to stress taking profit around here. And last but not least, loyalty. I got loyalty inside my DNA. 319 hour line in the middle of the 3 to 350 battle right now. I think 310s might be the best before we do break that 350 level. That's what that note's basically trying to say. This is the one with the stupid leaps, so I don't really ask Professor about it anymore because he's just going to tell me it has crazy leaps and get my hopes up. But I like this higher lows we got. Maybe get a little pullback, like I said. What are we getting down to? 370. I just don't see this thing going down that low anymore. Yeah, here, let's go up to the day. Yeah, I really see these holding. But yeah, I would suck it up if you got under 3. We're just in this battle with 350 right now. And I think that it's going to eventually leg up maybe into the 450 range. I like it long term. Not a bad one. Oh, all right. Nope, that's it. All right. So let's real quick here. We did the hot list. Had a lot of good stuff on the hot list. Got 31 this week. So I was mindful to make sure the majority of my notes are on the hot list. That way you guys aren't overwhelmed. I'm really trying to do better with finding the best plays and focusing on those, not all the plays that I find, um, and getting the professor to help out with that, even though that's a harder thing to do since he does so much DD, um, which isn't a bad thing. So I want to talk about. I didn't talk about it in voice chat, so I do want to talk about it here because we've been touching a lot of base on the book value and stuff like that being stocks being at book value, stocks that are still have high multipliers, and the ones that are book value, why they're better trades because of how they bounce. Well, another thing that is important is actual trends versus levels. So I set this scan right here um, to here. I'll open it up for you. Edit contract bar. So I got my normal parameters. You know, I don't like shit that's under 7 million shares. I need some volume, about a 500,000, and they need to be above 50 cents. So that's not a lot. I mean, that's not a lot of parameters. That's a pretty tight window here. I mean, I don't want to get something that only trades 30K shares. Um, but I got it on the week, and I'm looking for consecutive bars up with the scan. So I need 3 weekly bars up. So 3 weekly bars up. That's what I'm looking for here. And you can see this is the whole entire market. I don't have this. I don't have this. This is all stocks, no OTCs. I got this everything, and this is all we got right now. It's like 9 stocks. So in general, I mean, 3 weeks is a long time, and we just had 3 of the worst weeks. So I understand why this list isn't a lot. But trading stocks in uptrends versus trading levels might actually be the better play right now for most people. Um, because trading levels in a downtrend or trading backside, as I call it, isn't easy in most cases. Trying to think of a good example of one. Let me go here. It's not the easiest thing. Datadog's probably a good one. Yeah, trading in these downtrends isn't the easiest thing. That's a great example, to be honest with you. But this chart is tradable, even though as a stock is kind of failing. Disney might be another good one too. Um, Not the easiest chart to trade, but knowing how to trade it off of these levels, totally possible. But where to go and when to get out, kind of hard. Whereas if you're playing something like Frey over the last, let's just say you bought this anywhere in here, like in this jumble, it's still going to give you your entry and or a better exit because the stock is in an uptrend. So playing things that are in an uptrend um, might be better for some positions, or establishing that overall trend before you go, instead of trading just off this chart, maybe grab this chart and see where you're at overall. Because some of these aren't in the best spots. So looking for, flat. And I guess I could just keep tracking a note. If you have a flat chart and you're winning trades, keep it going. If you have downtrend charts and you're winning trades, keep it going. If you have uptrend charts, keep it going. But if you're losing on downtrended charts, quit playing charts that are in a downtrend. Because a lot of the charts that I look at when people ask for help, that's the number one thing. Is like, my God, you're just trying to get, a baby bounce off something that is in an established downtrend with zero support. All right, that about wraps it up for me this week, guys. Let's have a good week. I almost didn't get the exit screen up there in time. Let's have a good week. Um, try to stay focused on a couple good plays. Did talk about it in voice chat last week. 20 or 30 trades I had, 25 or 30 trades I had. 2 of them were 60% of my profit. So focus on the good ones, the best setups in the market. Have a plan, read the room, air it out in there if you need to. Most importantly, respect the lines, and let's have a good week out there.